Hey everybody, welcome to the 1804 show, chapter 2. I'm your host, Dollar Will, and this is another episode of 1804 History. Ugh, trying to adjust my sound. But yeah, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, the 1804 show, chapter 2. Now let's begin. So tonight, we talking about the late great Troutman. Sorry, Roger Troutman, who was very gifted, very musically inclined, very talented human being. And and we just well, I was gonna do like another episode about his achievements and stuff like that, but I wanted to get down to the true crime, to the murder and everything because it's one of those situations when you have to do what you don't want to do, but you have to. And it sucks when you get killed by your own family members, you know, with Marvin Gaye. And now in this story, it's just really hard when it's your brother, when it's your older brother at that, who murdered you. And I'm gonna just be respectful, I'm gonna just be calm because I wasn't there, but I can only go by reports and everything. So for my research, he was shot multiple times in the torso and twice in the back. And you just got those family members sometimes that you have to cut off. Too toxic, too hazardous, becoming a liability. And most of us want to take our loved ones with us, but you can't. Not necessarily. Even I had to learn that because people just hate you. No matter if you blood, no matter if you grew up in the same house, people will always tell you how they feel about you while they're angry. Because hate hate just builds up and then eventually it will come out. The truth will always come out. You can't just ignore the signs because, oh, that's my mama, that's my daddy, that's my sister, that's my brother. Or sometimes that's my daughter, that's my son. Sometimes you gotta just let people go because you just never know who's out to get you, who's out to take you out, or who's jealous of you. And this man worked his ass off his whole entire life because you just will never understand this unless you're an artist. And I ain't gonna lie, it was really hard for me to actually record that cruising song that I made. And even though, like, to me, it's weird hearing myself on a record, but at the end of the day, it was like, it's really hard to record a record. No matter how good you are, no matter how much of a perfectionist that you is, you always gonna feel like you could have done better or you could have done more. So as a musician and stuff, um, he was just famous for the auto tune, voice recorder, and stuff like that. And you just really don't know because you're the listener, you're the consumer. But when you the musician, when you like the artist, when you the songwriter, producer, arranger, and stuff like that, it's hard. You know, it takes a lot of time to make these records, and he just played every music instrument in the group. And his brothers was just pretty much was like the Jackson Five because he had a group with his brothers until decided to go solo later on and worked with a whole lot of people in the music industry, the most sampled artists in the music industry, history. And most of y'all know him from A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, the song off same movie title, and California Love with Tupac and Dr. Dre. Because at that time when California Love came out, that's when his career began to do um a comeback, basically. So he was getting royalties, money was coming in, and he wanted to help his family. He had a big heart like that. So my memory of first time seeing him was on Video Soul with Donnie Simpson when he was demonstrating the the voice coder, and I was just like, damn, like that's who it is. Because this whole time I really thought that was his real voice, and he was really singing like that this whole time. But the way that he used it, it was just amazing. Like to this day, nobody can use that like he can. And he had that sound because he used to be with George Clinton and Bootsy Collins, and like he was really around the greats and stuff. So it's just unfortunate that you have people in your family feel like they entitled to your money, feel like they entitled to a cut because they're your sibling. But like I said, you can't take everybody with you. And sometimes you gotta let people go because they will hurt you. Hurt people. And we just have this thing that, I wish I could have done more, or I wish I could have saved them, or I'm in a financial position where I can make sure everybody eating. But sometimes you gotta make sure that they don't take stuff off your table. They don't take nothing off your plate. You gotta eat too. And I felt like deep down he should have been protected. But his guard was down because I was his brother, his older brother. And you just don't know how much a person hates you. You don't know how much animosity, jealousy, envy a motherfucker carrying inside them for you. So you have to be careful. Sometimes you gotta be by yourself. Sometimes you can only take care of the family that you create. Even in that case, it's always gonna be somebody who's rebellious or jealous and entitled. And it's just dangerous these days. And it was sad because he was shot and he got out the car and he passed out. He was taken to the hospital where he died of his wounds during surgery. And then a few blocks later, his brother was found dead from a gunshot wound to the head, self inflicted suicide because he couldn't live with himself. And I think it was the drugs. I think it was the entitlement, because entitlement would get you killed, whether you know it or not. And you have family that feels like because you're a millionaire that they should be a millionaire too. I could put you in position to get some money, but I can't help you. So I can't allow you to take advantage of me and steal money from me because they owe $400,000 in back taxes. So Like I said, I don't know everything that happened. As far as that, I can only go by from the research. But they said that it was owed that to the IRS, and usually when you owe money like that to the IRS, someone's stealing, someone is embezzling in the family business, and again feel like they entitled to your money, entitled to a cut because they family. And this shit real, y'all. Like, sometimes you can love your sibling more than they love you, or you can love a parent more than they ever love you, or you can love your child more than they ever love you. Like this shit gets deep. This shit gets seriously. It's serious and very seriously that you take caution, you take heed, because usually they always tell on themselves, especially when something bad happens, something tragic happens when y'all go broke or you got to cut them off. You'll get the truth then, and not saying that you got to get rid of them forever, but you got to cut them off. You got to let a person know that you can't play me or you can't play with me. And by insulting my intelligence, you gotta go. We're grown. I don't owe you shit. We got the same 24 hours. And I'm not going to allow you to manipulate me, take advantage of my good heart or my kindness. Don't take my kindness for weakness. I got kids too. I got bills too. I got a life. I worked my ass off to get to this point. I sold those records. It's because of me that you guys can stay above water or stay above float. It's because of me. And Roger was the star, Roger was the superstar. And I think, his brother, Larry, wanted Roger's success, Roger's fame, Roger notoriety, Roger's fame. He wanted that to himself. But like I said, you just have to be careful, man, because everybody can't be the captain. Everybody play a position in the family and stuff like that. I could never be my sister because my sister is her own person. And my sister can never be me because I'm my own person. But we play a role for our mother and stuff. But it's just unfortunate, man, because they both was buried next to each other. And I would never want to be buried next to my murderer, even though they were my brother. That's just creepy to me. That's unfair. But I think it was because the mother requested that it happened that way. But I couldn't be buried next to my murderer slash brother. But yeah, it's just unfortunate because his career was coming back and all this money coming in and stuff, and he was really happy because for a few years he was kind of like fell off a little bit. And that's why when it comes to music or being in the music business, um, sampling and royalties and masters is really important because once you get your masters, once you get your publishing, you will always get paid. You will always get a check, no matter if you not on the charts. But even though like that artist may be on the charts, if they borrowing your music, then you would be on the chart too. You would get paid before the artist because you composed it, you created that song. So, and people still sampling his music to this day. I don't know who owns the estate, but it's just unfortunate that he died before the age of 50 years old. He died when he was 48. Born November 29th, 1951. Died April 25th, 1999. Sad, man. But he will always be remembered for his good heart, for his music, for his voice, and the influence that he had on West Coast rap music and R&B, funk, the whole nine. Rest in peace, Roger Troutman. Thanks for your contribution to music. And that's the end of this episode, guys. I'm tired. I went to work today, but make sure that y'all hit like, comment, subscribe to the channel, the 1804 Show, Chapter 2. Now, if you want to leave a donation, because this ain't easy, you know what I'm saying? I don't get paid for this. I do this for you guys and stuff. Now, if you want to leave a donation, you're more than welcome to donate to the Cashapp, $, the 1804 Show. And I'm out. Have a blessed night. Peace.